Good morning, folks. Just waking up here bright and early in the forest. I'm going to see if I got any hot coals in the fire so I can get that fire going nice and quick. We'll make some breakfast and some coffee, and then we'll go hiking before it gets too late. Okay, we got our fire cooking now. It was a little bit of a stubborn start. The wood's kind of wet, but it came back without having to relight it. So to blow on it a few times, stuff some birch bark in there, some paper with the sticks, and the leftover hot coals kicked right into action. But now that means I gotta get my breakfast ready. So we're gonna start with this. I haven't shown the setup of this yet. This nice little bag. Pieces. This is our top piece here, okay? Goes like that, flat top and then curved to the bottom. Screw in here. Normally I put the legs all together first and then put them in, but I figured I'd do the little top tripod first so you can see, but the legs just screw together like such. And these kind are the ones that go on the bottom. Alright, the tripod is all set up, so let's get our kettle ready. Just brought a Ziploc of instant coffee for today. Make things easy. Napkin. And some oatmeal packets for breakfast. Got blueberries and cranberries oatmeal, steel cut. Start by filling up our kettle with water. Alright, let's go hang it up on the tripod. On top of the tripod here is this little hook. You slide this through the chain and that'll keep it from falling. This is the hook you'd put your stuff on. Okay, our water got nice and hot and boiling and bubbly, so we're gonna get our breakfast cooking. We're gonna make some oatmeal. I always do 2 packets, especially camping. Hungry. Get hungry camping. We're gonna let that sit. I'm gonna cover it so it doesn't get soot and leaves and bugs in it. Let it sit for a couple of minutes and thicken up. Make some coffee. Dip it in there, it's not going to work. Put that out of the way for a second. Simple as that. We've got hot oatmeal, hot coffee, ready to go. While I'm waiting for my oatmeal to thicken up, let's take a look at our temperatures. This is everything that's current right now. Bottom one is the unit. Next one up is the sensor inside my tent. And this top one is a sensor that's over by the washing station, far from the fire, so it's going to give us a good accurate reading for outdoors. You see the humidity is really high. Got up to 80-90% humidity. Temperature outdoor right now, 54. There's the Celsius, 12, 13, 14. In my tent, it didn't really get much colder than this. Maybe like around the 56. Let's check the memory. Got to look at the buttons. I've got these different buttons here. So here's the minimum temperatures. As you can see, outdoors it only got down to 52. It's forecasted to get into the 40s, but it didn't get it any lower than 52. Here's in my tent. I had two. I brought this one inside the tent too, so we got 55 inside the tent overnight. Not bad at all. I was pretty toasty in my nice warm sleeping bag. I brought a sweatshirt, I brought long johns, but I did not need to put them on. I was plenty warm. It was a good night, very quiet, calm night. So, let's get some fuel into us and we can take a little hike this morning. Okay, so my oatmeal's nice and thick now. It's all warmed up. I'm going to drive that into me, get some coffee into me, and then we're going to go take a little hike. Okay, folks, it's time for our morning hike. See, we're just leaving camp here. Here's our camp. We're going to follow this trail. We were out here yesterday just looking around this little area. If you want to watch the last video of day one, we explored back here. We climbed up on these rocks, but today we're going to keep following the trail past this big rock pile. And we're going to take it all the way to Little Rock City. It's a little wet here. All along this trail we're going to see big rocks like this, and they're going to get bigger and bigger as we get closer. So see lots of mushroom activity today. Just a little guy there, but some of these purple mushrooms we saw yesterday in a different location. Okay, we're coming to this turn. The trail can continue that way. I've gone that way before, actually multiple times. You end up going down a really steep hillside, but you get a good mountain view. But we're not going there today. We got to turn this way, and we're going to follow this trail to Rock City. Trail has lots of rocks and roots, which is very scenic but a little difficult sometimes. Definitely wouldn't rate the trail as easy, but it's not too bad. It doesn't get too steep or anything. There's another nice big rock, caught my attention. Like I said, they are everywhere, big and little. You can see this whole, it's hard to see in the camera I think, but this whole stretch here is just rock, big rock sticking out, covered in moss. It'll be a lot more noticeable once we get to Rock City proper. We're on our way. I think we're getting close. I'm seeing more big rocks. This trail is so cool though. One of my favorite trails to get on, even though it's a little tricky with all the roots and the rocks. It's It's just cool looking. It's very nice, especially in this early morning light. Okay, we're definitely getting close. You can see there's a couple of real big ones up here. Big guy right here. But we haven't connected to the official Rock City Loop trail yet. We're just getting close. Yeah, we're getting here. Feels like we're entering a magical kingdom. Okay, so we've officially gotten to the beginning of the loop, because you can go out that way and you can follow this way. This is where we'll take us through the biggest part of it. So maybe before we go that way, we'll just take a quick look up there. But even before we do that, I was tracking everything. So you can see it's just a little over half a mile from the campsite. And I'll post the entire tracked hike at the end. But just as a reference, there's about a half-mile hike from campsite to the beginning of this loop. And we'll go take a little look up here. I mean, how cool is that? It's just massive, massive. Yeah, if we were to follow this up, it would take us up to the road and the parking. So we don't need to do that, because we just got here. We want to explore. But let's see if we can curve around here and then reconnect to the main loop. There's a lot of cool spots to go in between, but they get kind of muddy and messy and wet. And I didn't plan ahead and wear my rubber boots. I should have done that. I've got my really simple hiking shoes. So I'm going to try to keep them dry. But if they do get wet, it's not a big deal, because I can just go back to camp and put on yesterday's socks. And I'm going to go home shortly after that anyway. It's cool in there. It's a bit of a hole. I didn't think to bring a flashlight with me either. Really dropping the ball. I think we can get through here. It's definitely muddy and messy though. I think we want to go this way to get kind of back into the main trail. We just got to navigate this mud. Okay, we navigated that mud. Oh, yeah, it really feels like we're in an actual city made of giant rocks. Some ancient magical city. I love it here. Okay, so here's the trail. So main trail continues that way. Got a little spot up here. I think we can squeeze through this little thing. Hopefully nothing falls on our head. Here. peekaboo spot. Crouch down. There's a little crevice. Ooh, choices. That's the trail. If we go that way, but this will probably also go. This looks a little more interesting. Doesn't look too wet, so let's go for it. That wasn't too bad. Very cool in here. I think we'll go this way. Path there. There. Go around this way. Oh. That looks wet and mucky. That's interesting, but there's a nice birch tree in the way. I don't know if it goes anywhere. Let's see if we can navigate this mud. We found ourselves back on the main trail here. That's the direction we came from, so let's just keep moving this way. This is a nice feature. So on the main trail, when it's really messy, they have these boards with wires so you don't slip. Stay on the nice dry path for a minute. That's cool back there. It's cool everywhere I look. Let's slide up here. Let's take another detour this way. Let's go up there, let's go this way. It's tempting to climb and crawl under there, but I have to get on my hands and knees and it's probably muddy, and I'm not going to do that. We'll go around. Here we go. We'll walk up this. Check out the view. Oh, someone's driving in. I can hear him peeling out of the parking lot. It's real nice. A little bit of a view up here. It's pretty obstructed though from all the trees growing in. You can see some real big rocks here. We'll go walk by them. It's a cool spot on the trail here to walk between the split. Every time I turn a corner, I'm more impressed than the last time. This looks muddy, but I kind of want to go back here. I think we can step on the rocks. Oh, I don't know. It's just a cave. If I had a light, I would shine it in there, but I don't know if I trust going in there all the way without a light, not knowing what's back there. That's neat though. I've been here many times and never noticed this cave. I may have to come back to explore it properly. I see footprints in the mud, so people have definitely gone back there. I don't see bear prints, so I don't think we'd run into them, but I don't know. A neat looking cave cut up there. I love all these birch roots throughout this trail. It just looks so cool. Boy, it just feels like I'm in the jungle somewhere. This is awesome. I hope you all are enjoying this as much as I am. If you're a hiker, a camper, and you're within driving distance of Rock City State Forest, do yourself a favor and come on down here. There's quite a bit more trail in the forest too than just the Rock City area. Actually, the trail that connected our campsite to Rock City is part of the North Country Trail, which I tried to hike on a few weeks ago and took the wrong trail, but that was just a few miles north of here. There's multiple trail systems. It's a very large state forest area. Lots to do and see, as long as you like it simple and primitive. You could hide out under here if you needed to. It seems like it goes pretty deep back there. Wish I had some lights. Tight squeeze at the end here. Look at these roots. That's cool. They come from this like cut stump up there and then to that tree. Nice little shelter cave underneath. All these red mushrooms growing, this big patch of them. Very vibrantly red. There's quite a few of them. This rock up here looks really neat. I've been exploring just a little bit off trail because there's so much to see here. It's easy to zigzag all over the place. There is a nice proper trail that goes through the rocks, but look at how perfect these look. This one especially is just like this smooth wall, nice roof. These hanging vines are cool. Let's take a little look around. Looks like a Flintstones home without a door. At the back side of that big Flintstones looking rock, it looks like we can easily climb up to the top. Yeah, here we are up on the roof. And I gotta admit, I don't like heights, but this ain't bad. The view is stunning. Reconnected with the main trail here, the Rock City Loop. I think we're actually almost finished with this hike. Made a pretty good exploration around. I think this is actually leading us up and out of the rocks. Oh, took my breath away a bit. Feels good. Beautiful morning for a hike. This is right off parking area. There's parking right here. This is a really neat little spot. Right here for a view. Always gotta come this way when I'm leaving. We could walk straight from parking down the road, but we're gonna take this little detour. Another big drop off. We get a good view. We were down in there walking around. This is up top. Hard to see through all the trees and the green, but we can kind of walk along this edge for a little bit. Got to be careful of these cracks, crevices, step over them. Check. Oh, that's a cool little area. Saw a little chipmunk up there yelling at me. Check my hiking tracker. We're at 1.68 after doing the loop, and it was what, just a little over half a mile from camp. So let's see how far it is from here to camp if we take the roadway. I might be getting myself stuck. I might have to backtrack before I get stuck over here in crevice land, but I feel like there's a way out if I keep going. It's a little bit bigger of a gap. Yeah, so many nice views from up here. I can hear another car coming down the road. It's been a lot busier yesterday and today than I expect. I've been out here a lot, and there could be a few people on a nice day, especially the weekend, but I heard a lot of cars driving last night and noticed a lot of people this morning. And it's not super early at this point, but you know, it's early enough. I think I can hop over here if I use this tree as leverage. There we go. Tempted to stay over here, keep hopping these things, but I don't want to slip and break my neck, and I got an easy way to get over to the other side that I need to be on. We'll do that. Still right here along the edge. So here's one of the ways you could climb out or in there. And then it goes right up here to the road. And I'll show you while I'm here. Right across the road is one of the campsites that are close to the rocks. We are up now. The parking's down that way, so we got a little farther ahead by just following the ridge. But these sites are nice too. It's just a matter of other people are going to be around getting rowdy. These sites come with a little picnic table area, fire pit. That's it, nothing else. Really the only extra thing you get is the covered picnic table, which is nice. Especially if you had a few people and you're going to stay a little while. I like to be more private. That's why I like the sites that are, you have to kind of put some effort into getting to. Alright, we just have to walk back on this road now. Let's get back to where we're camping. Okay folks, we're just about back at camp. It's right up here. It's checking the mileage, and it's just a tiny bit farther to take the road than the trail. Just by maybe another 1/10 of a mile, so not too bad. Plus we've got 1/10 of a mile from parking to the campsite. So there's a benefit to taking the trail. We have returned to camp successfully. So I'm gonna start tearing stuff down and packing things up, but I'm not in a huge rush to leave. So I'm gonna pack everything except what I need for lunch. I think I'm gonna make some lunch on the campfire after I pack everything else and just spend a little time relaxing. Okay folks, I've got everything pretty much packed and organized except for my seating. I moved back into the shade here. It's warming up quite a bit with the fire going. I had to get in the shade. So I got my chair and my table, and then I'm going to make some lunch here. I have my little Stanley pot on the fire boiling, water boiling in it. Gonna make some ramen noodles. It's over here so it's easier to work with. The noodles in, they just barely fit. I think if I squeeze them, yep, perfect. Just gonna put those off the main heat for about 5 minutes or so. It should be perfect. All right, my noodles are fully cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the seasoning packet, give it a good stir. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna pack up the rest of camp and get out of here. So thanks for coming along, thanks for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, do all that good stuff for me. And I'll see you again soon.